Hey, Spuddies! Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Age of Wonders 4, where we're playing as Tyrant Squall, and we are trying to go. Well, we're not really trying to do much. We just kind of we're screwing around, you know? We're having a great time. Now, we do have a pretty big battle that will happen this turn. Now, granted, we aren't up against any heroes. Now, he does have a couple of spell breakers with this Star Purge ability. I'm pretty sure if I were to auto-resolve this, I would lose a unit or two because these are just so efficient. I would actually lose an Inquisitor, and I would like to keep that Inquisitor. So I'm going to go ahead and try to refight this battle myself. We're up against a whole bunch of ranged enemies, but I believe if I position myself correctly, I should be able to get them all to kind of position in a way where they'll be vulnerable to my assault. Oh my god, I forgot I had so much range, dude. That's just gross. These Awakeners are pretty fresh too. I think I only just got my hands on those, and they're going to be real useful. Let's go ahead and do a twin awakening. I'll get this Awakener to awaken himself, and I will get this Awakener to awaken himself. I'm currently excited at the possibilities. I maybe should have used my heal. Okay, he cast an amplification pylon behind me, which is fine. Right, let's go ahead and drop a fat exposing light hitting all three of these guys. This will sunder their resistance and their defenses. I can hit them with another exposing light, further sundering their resistances. I'm going to go ahead and drop a budding strength here. Now, my ruler is in this battle, so I will overchannel. I'll give myself a little blooming life for a heal. I'll use my ruler to... I guess I could drop a regeneration here. I may as well, just to keep everyone nice and healthy. I haven't yet cast a spell. I could condemn these guys. Could I kill them in one shot? I suppose if I condemn them, that might make these guys killable. Let's have a look. So 100% chance to hit. What if I do Inspiring Chant right here? Now what kind of damage are we looking at? Oh, almost a one-shot. What's the crit chance on this? No crit chance yet because my morale isn't high enough. But this guy will now basically do no damage. I mean, 18 damage, sure. Now, I'm a little bit scared of this guy's damage, 42. So we definitely want to blast him to bring him down to a little bit more manageable of a situation. So now he's only going to do, 39. I guess I do need to take him out then. Boom, boom. Right. Skirmisher. I'm going to drop a bolt here because if I can get the stun on this guy, he's a tier 3 battle mage, which means stunning him would actually be extremely effective. I'm going to run forward with my shield guy and get an attack in. And then maybe I will do something similar. Oh yeah, I should definitely tackle one of these guys with my my shield units. You could do a lot of damage here, actually. You might take a sundered resistance, but you seriously hurt him. Everyone is burning. We're getting regen. Oh, we'll take quite a bit of damage here as long as... I mean, I guess it's a Zealot. I don't care if I lose a Zealot, honestly. I don't want to lose an Inquisitor, though, which is what I originally lost. That was a Scout Zealot, if you recall correctly. Now, I think the main objective this episode is to kill this guy, the army of, or rather, the entire faction of the guy that I am currently fighting. Let's do another Budding Strength, and we will do... Well, I probably don't... Yeah, I can kill you with my melee unit, so I will kill you with my melee unit. We will drop a fat ranged attack. I think you can get this kill. You can just about get that kill. What if you awaken him? You two coordinating should be able to get this kill. And bang. So the enemy should be close to potentially retreating now because we've done a lot. We'll go ahead and shoot him. Oh man, look at those crits, dude. The crits. God, the most harsh morale penalty is dying. So I'd much rather lose a Zealot. A couple of levels on these new Awakeners, slowly building up our stuff. And all things considered, it's all looking real good for me. I did just finish researching Summon Entwined Protector. I don't know if I need Amplified Minds. It's not a bad spell to be able to research a lot more. I mean, Conjure Amplification Pylon, this is a really damn good spell. It's like really good in auto-resolve too. I don't know if I want to hire another hero just yet. I'm going to hold off on that. I don't have very many new Empire things that I care too much about. I don't have any real vassals, so yeah. It could be worth it for me to settle a city down here. It's honestly tempting. Yeah, why not? I mean, I can build a pretty reasonable city here. Like, there's not an amazing amount of land, but like there's a good amount. If I settle a city right there, boom. We can make like a nice underground city here. Potentially focus on something. So we have a defensive pact with this guy. He has a ton of grievances against me. I've kind of upset him a little bit. I wonder, can I... Oh, they're broke, so he can't afford to pay for the grievances that he owes me. All right, anyway, whatever. Yeah, my domain is being invaded. Honestly, though, that's my ally invading my domain. Can we... Oh, I can't afford a declaration of friendship. It would be expensive. It would be good, though, to keep that relationship nice and high. Yeah, I'm going to do that. It'll cost me a lot of money, but I think it's worth it. And then I'm going to go ahead and negotiate some treaties. I'm going to go open borders with him. And that, in theory, should help keep us a little bit happier. Now, he's a little bit upset about an alliance being broken, but I'm now officially ride or die with him. And if we could negotiate an alliance when we get our relationship a little bit higher, I think that would be fantastic. We could probably do that in 3 turns when he's a little bit less upset about the alliance being broken. Brilliant. I think we just finished the Mages Guild in the capital, which is scoring out an extra 60 mana per turn, which is a fantastic amount of mana. And the city in general is actually just in a really good position. Do we want to continue to develop things? I suppose we could go for a solar nexus, and that would be worth, what, 30 city stability. If we were to get a tribunal in here, that'd be another 20. We could get the city up to like really high city stability. We could maybe we could build some of these things, like a tithe collector. I definitely feel like I'm missing that from the city. The Ritual Pyre only gets 3 mana per adjacent forester, so if I delete a forester for a tithe collector, I mean, this pays itself off in like 10 turns, which feels like a really good time horizon, plus it's going to get 19 gold per turn, so that seems quite good. The Rune Carver's Camp doesn't seem particularly important. The Circle of Zealotry would be really nice to have, because that's actually worth like 30 draft, because we are pure evil, and it gives you 10 draft per negative or positive level of an alignment. So I will go for that. But other than that, we'll hold off. And we don't have much gold in the bank, so we are going to have to try to like score some gold from raiding. We are not too far away from getting skilled raiders. We just need 6 more turns of Chaos Affinity. And it looks like there is a massive army on the way from the underground. Now, I could make a city of the Immortal Ildurs or the Fiendish Rodents. Let's have a look. Would I rather have a barbarian city or a high city? I'm gonna found a city of the Fiendish Rodents underground here. I think that's a good move. Tons of land we can annex here. I would love to clear out these nodes, but I think I need to have my units ready for the fight that's about to come. Yeah, what's this? Like 1, 2, 3 full stacks of tier 2 units. Now, I'm pretty sure we can defeat these stacks relatively easily, but I do want my units, my 3 armies here all nice and close together. Really annoying that they destroyed the city here. I was hoping to build a very nice, coastal city, but we'll just have to live with it as the situation demands. This Conjure Amplification pylon. So if I take a look at my tomes, I had taken the Tome of Amplification in the hope of getting amplified arrows, but we never hit it, so we'll have to try and find it again. Maybe I should take another tier 3 tome. Let me have a look around. The Tome of Warding is actually a really good counter to Astral Affinity, guys, because the Staves of Warding in conjunction with magical wards just like gives you so much resistance to their damage. I think it's like upwards of like 50 to 70% increased effective HP against elemental damage with these 2 abilities. On the other hand, if we wanted to make like the most powerful Giga Uber archers, then guided projectiles is like the obvious next step. Similarly, if we want to focus on being really high morale, Reveler's Heart with Blood Fury weapons could be quite good. For our archers, that's another +2 damage, and they'll get morale and strengthened when they kill things. Also, heroes giving 20% critical hit damage is really good. Yeah, I think I like the Tome of Warding here. It really just makes my build feel a lot more tough, like much harder to break. We're going to take magical wards here because this is a minor race transformation that will give us resistance to all elemental damage. It's honestly the Tome of Warding. Initially, I had rated it really, really lowly, but now I think it's actually like a must-have every game, at least at some point. You don't have to rush it, but you should definitely pick it up. I think I'm going to cast Aspect of the Root here. This will give all of my shield and polearm units the Aspect of the Root ability, which allows them to heal 30 hit points and then enter defense mode every 3 turns. Well, you do it once and then 2 turns cooldown. While this is a relatively expensive spell, I think it massively increases the staying power of my shield and spear units. So I'm more than happy to spend this on this, especially because these Entwined Protectors now, not only do they have healing sap, right, but they heal 20 in an AoE. With Aspect of the Root, they can also heal themselves continuously. So they just become so much better as frontliners. We are going to have to take on these 3 stacks now. So let's get that battle underway. Oh, actually it's only 2 stacks because 2 of the stacks are still in the water. This is actually perfect situation. So I'm hoping for an easy auto combat here. If I lose any units, I will fight the battle manually. Nope, no units lost, so we got a perfect result. I think this Dusk Hunter was revived. That is, you could literally not have asked for a better outcome. Genuinely perfect. We have a new city here. And I think for this underground city, what am I going to focus on? What resource do I need the most? If I look at what can be built down here, it looks like there's an awful lot of lumber mill potential, which somehow feels wrong to me for a city that's underground to be a lumber mill city. But that means I need a combination of quarries to boost the blacksmith buildings so I can get to the Smith's Guild, which will give me 5 draft and 5 food per forester. And I need the quarries then. So I'll need 4 quarries and 4 lumber mills. So that's what I'm going to focus on. So I'll get the quarry first and we'll get started on a workshop. We'll slowly build this city up into something that'll be respectable. I'm wondering if we can auto-resolve this battle. And take only, if I'm taking a single zealot loss to clear this stack, I'll take that deal, especially because I'm getting a whole bunch of kills. And I'm killing a hero too, which is a really nice outcome. Nice, we already finished magical wards. That's perfect. I would like to research the Tyrant Knight. That's going to be my tier 4 shock unit. Prelude to Doom is also a fantastic army spell. I can't really afford to lock in research right now, but I think Prelude to Doom would be more important for me. Loria can annex another province, believe it or not. And so the focus in here should 100% be getting as many of these resonance conduit kind of type improvements as we can. And then otherwise, I'll probably just to get production to keep the, because I don't think we need to boost anything anymore. Yeah, we don't need to boost anything anymore. So if we can pick up the occasional mine to keep the gold flowing and focus heavily. I'm going to get a resonance field. I will put it on, well, I think this quarry will get replaced with a mine because I just need as much gold as possible. I don't think I built a spell. Oh, I did build a spelljammer. Let's build a resonance field on this forester. Yeah, okay. My support hero leveled up. Let's go. I would like to take like precision training for the accuracy and crit chance. Just keep building her up as a really, really good support unit. So I got the remains of this hero. I could get a tier 3 monster slayer bow. I think I will go ahead and sell these remains, plus the little bit of cash is nice. And then I'll see if I can recruit a hero. Because I only have, right now, I only have 2 heroes, which is really not enough heroes. So let's see if we can recruit someone. No, we can't quite afford it. I would like this Chaos Adept, I think. This Fiendish Rodent guy, we'll save up for him. And we'll turn him into an archer of some kind with that tier 3 bow that we just acquired. So I can lose 2 population and gain a level on my hero and gain a bunch of stability. I can block recruiting in my capital for 5 turns, but I'll get 3 total levels. Or yeah, I think I'm going to take the levels. This is 3 rank ups across my entire army. It's fantastic. Tyrant Squall is now level 14. I do think Inspiring Leader is like a pretty good skill here, especially because my economy is something I'm struggling a little bit on and my armies are getting more and more expensive as time goes on. What's more important, the Wand of Poison Darts or maybe the Wand of Rising Undead? I think he's got a pretty good equipment set right now. Only really the Armor of the Champion would be better. He is still using a tier 1 sword and a tier 2 shield, but I haven't really gotten any one-handed weapons right now. So yeah, you're going to stay on that sword and shield. Let's jump in the water and begin the march on my enemy's capital city. We found Hartheim. We could vassalize this city. It is owned by Carissa the Red. Yeah, I think we might try to march on this and vassalize it. It's a great opportunity for a bunch of battles here that we can level up a host of these units. We will need a hero though to manage that siege. So let's recruit a hero. Oh no, the Chaos Adept disappeared. I'll take the builder here, Fanavir. He has some archery and stuff, so I'll recruit you. You seem fine. And since you're an archer, I'm going to go ahead and just reset your skills, just because that's the kind of guy that I am. I will give you the Monster Slayer. So he does 30% extra damage to large targets. You can have, well, you're not a melee, so I won't give you that. But I will give you the Chestplate of Vitality. I'll give you a Golden Wyvern as your mount. He could make him immune to lightning. It would be kind of annoying for people to deal with. A Wand of Blizzards. How about a Horn of Plenty? I do like that. And he doesn't really need ranged attacks because he has ranged attacks. So perhaps we could give him some sort of utility ability like Cloud in a Bottle. Now, I think a big thing here would be to make sure this guy is leveled up for lots of DPS. I'll take Archery and Searing Weapons. What do you got here? Summoning, Reckless Rage. I will take Rallying Blessing. That's a pretty decent skill. We'll take Archery 2. Sundering Strikes. Being able to sunder defense on your attacks is like really powerful, so I'll take that. Eagle Eye gives your ranged attacks more range. That's perfect. And then your final one, Martial Expertise. So he does an insane amount. He's like a seriously hard hitter as a ranged unit. And then I'll start building up his support skills. Now, I do believe I have a teleporter that will let me get over to here to rebuild this a little bit quicker. So go rebuild this. You are flying. And hopefully by the time I get there, I'll be able to get myself another city cap. I need 800 Imperium to do that. Now, which city do I want you to govern? I think I want you to govern the new city of Gardheim because you'll give it a ton of production, which will let it finish its buildings faster. Now, Lysandra leveled up twice, which is honestly fantastic because she's level 8 now. I will take Spur to Action. This allows me to restore a friendly unit's action points. Support abilities granting bolstered resistance is fantastic because I believe she has Rallying Blessing, So this would now give 2 bolstered resistance. Yeah, you've got a ton of support ability, so we will take the bolstering support. Let's go ahead and cast Magical Wards. This will be on the Immortal Illdoers. This will include our Lord. And so with the Magical Wards ability, if we check out our race now, we have pretty damn good resistance to the magical damage just at a baseline, which is really poggers. We have started a new Rally of the Lieges. The nice thing about recruiting Entwined Protectors from the Rally of Lieges is I believe if I summon them, they cost mana upkeep, but if I recruit them from the Rally, they actually cost gold upkeep, which is a really nice bonus. So I will recruit an Entwined Protector, because gold tends to be just slightly more plentiful than mana. Now, it says that this guy is a 1 of 6, but I'm pretty sure he just has a bunch of water elementals in this army. And that's why they're not showing, because I think they have water camouflage. Oh, I was wrong. Well, sometimes you're wrong. Let's go. It's a me and Mario. So we should see a fairly easy auto-resolve here, I feel. Do I want to lose an Awakener? I think I'm going to go ahead and fight this manually, because I would like to keep my Awakeners. I'm pretty sure I've created like one of the most efficient armies in the entire game. So he's doing a whole bunch of bullshit, making his units all defend each other and do all sorts of stuff. I think I'm mostly concerned with getting my army into a position where everyone can get a little bit of healing if they need it. Let's put you in front of this guy to guard him. You'll go in front of here to guard as well. I'll do a quick little restore on this guy. And then you're in a position to guard. I'm going to drop a fat regeneration on this army stack. Boom. And then with my little doodly boop, I will awaken. The nice thing is my whole army starts awakened, by the way, which is like super nice. So now we got amazing amounts of regen, and we can just get these other armies set up in their sort of more defensive postures. All right, let's see what the enemy's battle line shakes out to do. I think he summoned a thing. I'm going to go ahead and do a mass condemn here to make sure all these guys are condemned. Then I'm going to come to my leader. I'm going to overchannel. I reckon I can hit it with a really good Hindering Blizzard next turn. What's the Star Purge like? Not quite good enough. One of my archers has a shot this turn, so I'll give him Budding Strength so he can take a really nice shot against this guy. And then I guess I will cast the Inspiring Chant to give all of my units Zeal, Strengthened, and Morale. And then we'll see how it all shakes out. Oh, he did a Freezing Breath. That's okay. We're pretty resistant to that kind of thing. I mean, like, obviously, 3 of my units got frozen, but I mean, it doesn't mean that, it's immediately going to be a big problem for us. It's kind of weird to fight with all these boats. So I want you, no, I have another fairy somewhere. You, Budding Strength. I want you to hit these guys. Now this Dusk Hunter, I think I'd like to bring down Acreon himself. Unfortunately, oh, there we go. So this Glade Runner has a 100% chance to do 60 damage. Let's do it. If he crits, no crit, but that's okay. We'll finish off Acreon. Now this should be a big blow to morale for my enemies. We'll start doing a little bit of AoE, not AoE, sorry, counterattacking. Okay, so why can't they be affected? Target cannot be affected. All right, we'll drop a fat Exposing Light. 30 damage, 27. I think we'll do the 33 damage here on the Spearman. Perfect. Let's drop a stun on this guy. 90% chance of a stun and a big ol' hit. Let's go ahead and cause despair, I guess, on these guys, and then I'll kill the unit adjacent to them to really make them panic. So their morale is already super low. Freezing Blast, skadoosh. All right, I think we're good. See what they do. They're having trouble with their morale right now. Oh, nice heals. But they're setting themselves up for a scary turn. I think that guy managed to crit stun a couple of my units. So first things first, we need to deal with him. Let's give our boys, let's make sure, are they awakened? No. Let's make sure everyone here is awakened, and then we will give them Budding Strength as well. So they have True Strike and a whole bunch of damage. Get rid of this shield unit. Bang, bang, bang. All right, so morale's got to be rough for these guys. Let's do a Freezing Blast, try to bring their health low. Let's kill this guy. It should be an easy kill. That will also start making some of these enemies flee. Can we get the big damage on you? On you. 70%. Boom, boom, boom. Come on. There we go. Now the enemy's fleeing. So why did you flee? Ally routed, ally routed. So routing people, actually really great way to cause morale problems. So we'll just let this play out now. Literally perfect. The ability to rout people. I love that cascading rout, right? You cause one enemy to rout. It seems like routing someone is actually better for negative morale for the enemy than killing them. Because causing a rout was like -6 morale. Yeah, now they're just running. There we go, just one little guy who is retreating. I don't even know if he's going to escape. But yeah, this was an absolute domination. There's something really satisfying about this. Being able to just walk into a battle and then just completely obliterate someone. Literally only one unit escaped. We got 200 gold, 650. We lost nothing. In fact, I'm pretty sure my units gained health from that battle, okay? If that was even possible, it happened. So, are we going to go for Celestial Haven here, or are we going to go straight for Pentacle? I think we might go for Celestial Haven and vassalize it. I don't know. It's hard to know what the right move is in these circumstances. Maybe we'll just play it by ear. I think for sure we want to bait a big fight here in Hartheim, so we'll start pillaging for the money. Plus, I just like money. Nice. We actually got Prelude to Doom. This is going to be fantastic because it means we're going to be able to start battles with enemies at -10 morale. So we get Amplify Mines, Chain Lightning. I'll take Amplify Mines. That seems like a good spell. I'll be able to cast that soon. It's a little bit expensive right now. Being able to create forests could be handy for certain cities. Aquaria the Bowstring. Oh man, he's got some really good equipment. I'm going to sell his corpse too. Or I could grant him freedom. I'm not going to grant freedom to people who might go and fight me. I think that just doesn't make sense for a tyrant to do. If anything, I would execute my prisoners, honestly. So we've retaken these city ruins. I'm not going to rebuild this until I have the city capacity. I'm not being attacked in any like weird directions or anything like that. No, it looks like we're still good. We're not really at war with much. I mean, Axford is at war with me. Maybe I could, how much to pay for peace? Okay, because he's vassal of Yaka, he won't take peace. Right, yeah, let's jump up onto land here. Land ho. I never learned the digging skill. I'm not going to bother. Why start now? Right, the ability to create forest has been acquired. I think we can maybe look into going for some tier 4 books. I'd love to get artisan implements. I feel like this would take my units to the next level. That crit chance would be amazing. Plus the golem mine is really good for generating cash and production. This thing is worth like 15 gold per turn in my empire, per city. That's a pretty respectable bonus, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Tome of Artificing it is. We're not even trying to go for the late game, man. We're just trying to pick up things that are good. So I will be taking artisan armaments. You built a workshop in here, which is fantastic. The blacksmith requires a second quarry, so let's go ahead and just build lumber mills for now. We'll get the storehouse, we'll get the shrine, and we'll get the battle ritual site, all the cheap buildings while we wait for the city to continue to grow. Taking a look at Loria, it wouldn't be a bad move to build an a golem mine. Problem is we don't really have many tiles. I'd have to replace a mine with a golem mine, which doesn't feel super good. But I suppose it is a technical gold increase of about 10 per turn. So we'll do it. I should also probably build my wizard cells and my wizard crypts. And then think about maybe building up the capital a little bit more. Like I really could use the solar nexus to bring this up to like a higher tier. Shinespire can annex another province. Now this is definitely a city where we're going to go very much so in a lumber mill direction. So I'm going to get my light forge and my armory, and then that'll allow me to get my smith's guild. And then that'll be how we finish off this town. In order to do that, we are going to have to get more foresters. So let's get more foresters. So taking a look at North Peak. What do I want to do with North Peak? We do have a Father Oak here. We have 2 oaks. This is probably going to be another smith's guild city. Plus we already have a ton of lumber mills. A smith's guild city is 4 quarries and 4 lumber mills. So I'll start getting those quarries now. Don't want the Merchants Guild. I don't want the Farmers Guild. Can I replace some of these with quarries? Well, I've got 3 quarries under construction in here. That'll let me get the Smiths Guild boosted. The reason I'm building the Smiths Guild is because of this type of map with all these gold tree ancient wonders. Like scaling off of foresters is just so good. Okay, we're under assault here. This should be an easy auto combat, I feel. Really? Okay. So there must be something. Do you know what it is? It's these swamp trolls in conjunction with these ice spider matriarchs with their big AoE. But I think we can fight this as long as we get the positioning right at the start. Right, so we've got ourselves spread out in a fairly wide line. Let's start causing despair among our enemies. That's 15 morale we just took off them. Let's make a ranged unit block. Just a group of 7 range units all arranged in a formation that'll allow them to maximize their damage from buffs, with a support unit or 2 helping out. All right, let's see how this plays out. Owie. Okay, I was really hoping against the crit. The crit is bad. So we need to kill both of these ice spiders this turn. We can basically kill these dogs. Let's charge forward here. 1. And then 1, 2. Hoping for the stun. No stun. Oof, the lack of healing is now going to do me some bad damage. Now what I can do is at least these guys attack 3 times. So they will cause major despair in this spider, even if they don't do big damage. So this guy is now siphoned to death. So if we run forward and tap him twice, is he ready to flee? I can't tell. Now he should flee. Boom, boom, boom. So he's fleeing, and an ally fleeing should be bad. Run forward, run to here, get that kill. Morale is nice and high. You don't have any heals available. Blast him. What about a flame strike? That's a nice flame strike right there. And another. And another. Boom. So enemy morale should be bad. We're at -8. Ally killed, ally killed. Yeah, they're having trouble with their morale right now. We're getting those kills in. Go kill the doggo, and let's see how they play it out. Owie. Okay, that's actually a really good blast for me. I need to keep all these range units alive. I don't mind losing zealots, but losing my range units would be horrendous. I'm going to go ahead and awaken this stack of range units here. We will blast this Giga Tier 3 worm. I don't know if they take worse morale penalties if a strong unit dies. I don't know if that's a thing, but we're just getting rid of him. Let's get rid of this guy too. Come on, give me just 1 hit. Oh, not quite. Right, this should be the kill. Enemy morale looking pretty bad. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, this guy is now fleeing. He's routing, so we don't have to worry about him. Go ahead and heal yourself. Then go into defense mode. You're frozen, unfortunately. Drop a heal on this Inquisitor. I'm going to get the Inquisitor to try to chase down the Swamp Troll. 1 and 2. Big damage. Go here and heal yourself. All right, let's see how they're going. He's fleeing. Owie, he threw a web. It's looking kind of okay. It's looking grim. But it's looking kind of okay, Grim. Get this kill. What's the morale on these boys? God, these boys have really good morale because enemies are dying. I'll do a warding blessing on this spearman to hopefully give him enough damage to potentially do something here. Boom, boom. Spider is fleeing, so we don't care about that. We need to get rid of this blood spider, or the vampire spider matriarch. We'll blast her a few times. Hopefully get her to flee. Oh, it's just not happening. But we can kill her. Perfect. Ooh, hitting people with flanking attacks also lowers their morale. Okay, so that's something I really need to consider then. So I need to be thinking more about flanking and getting hit by crits also. Okay. Yeah, so we have the serious potential here to do some work. I think that's all we can do for now. No, the AoE, he did it. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Get that kill. Get close and bolt this guy. 40% chance of a stun. Excellent. Awaken yourself and then blast him. This guy recovered his morale because so many units got died in those blasts. Okay, I learnt my lesson. Those swamp trolls need to die sooner. Jesus, that's a rough outcome. I actually think that was worse than the auto resolve, but I'm going to take that L. I'm going to take that L right to the bank and retreat. At the very least, I was cycling out a bunch of like crap units, so now I can start to build more betterer. Like 2 Inquisitors, 2 Glade Runners. No, do you know what I should get instead of the Glade Runners? I should get 2 Awakeners. No, I'll go for the Glade Runners. 2 Inquisitors, 2 Glade Runners, and then a Fairy. This will be the setup that we go for. Right, there's Artisan Armaments. We do want to cast it. I really need Amplified Arrows. Oh my god, finally. This is like one of the most important spells in the entire game for my army. Artisan Armaments is expensive, but I think it's worth casting. 36 mana per turn. Fantastic. Don't want to recruit another hero. A trade proposal. Open borders with Gloom Hooknail. I'll take that deal. It seems reasonable to me. All right, looks like we might have caught another group of enemy stacks with their pants down here. Can we use our flying movement to catch them? What if we auto combat? What do we get in terms of results? Let's see, we lose a Summer Fairy, an Entwined Protector, and an Inquisitor. I'm going to go ahead and refuse that as an outcome. Now, it looks like Acreon managed to get his late game spells where he can do the AoE stunning thing. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem for us because this right side just got AoE stunned. I think it's called Time Stop. Now, it is a very expensive spell. So, I mean, if he's doing it, he's burning through his resources. I'm going to cast Cause Despair here to hurt my enemy's morale. And then I will cast probably Overchannel to cast a second spell. And then I guess I'll just Cause Despair again. Because if I could make these units rout early, it would be amazing. Although their morale is... Well, these units seem to ignore the morale. Why is that? Maybe they resisted. But thankfully, these guys already have low morale, so potential for causing some routes here are on the cards. Let's drop a Hindering Blizzard on this right side to slow these guys down. And then we'll move our protectors into a more reasonable position. Let's do a tracker's mark on this hero. That'll make him weak to damage. Can we maybe do... Ooh, we could do a sundering. Do I want to do a heal? I'd like to do a budding strength if I could. Yeah, sunder him even more. You come over here. Do a bud. Get him with that mark. On my mark. Can we hit him with the stun? 100% stun chance. Boom. Get destroyed. Okay, Glade Runner should be able to one-shot one of these enemy battle mages. And then just about not kill here. Well, I mean, my Entwined Protector can kill this Spearman. That's amazing. Can I kill this hero this turn? I don't think I can, unless I were to charge him with my Entwined Protector, but I don't want to do that. I could do a big Frost AoE. Boom. Give a big ol' heal. Drop another heal, just so that we have that really good marked. I guess I can Hunter's Mark this guy to make him take more damage. He was going to take 33, now he's going to take 39 damage. Maybe we can condemn him too. And that's a solid 42 damage. Perfect. Huge. All right, I think we hold this position because he's kind of messed up his pathing, so he's going to have a tough time getting to us. So as long as we continue to kill things, he's going to struggle. Oh, he Star Purged us. Oh, well, we resisted his stuns. Things are going all right for us. Think we'll do a budding strength on this hero. Glade Runner. Boom. I would like to massively damage this guy. I need to get a heal on you. I'll awaken your inner radiance. If I charge this guy and have you stand here, I can have him do healing sap to give you a little bit of health. You need a tiny bit more health. What if I restored you? Perfect. Now you'll do full damage on your attack. And then I just need the scoochiest scooch of damage. Just need to hit this guy a couple of times. Okay, he's fleeing. Ally routed, ally routed, ally routed. So they're struggling. If I hit this guy, he should route too. 1, 2, 3. Is that the whole enemy army routing? I think it is. I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve. At this point, I'm 90% sure. Yep, his whole army is just leaving. I'd call that a success right there. So, we got 100 gold and 300 things. We didn't lose anyone. And we caught one of his army stacks out in the open with their pants down when they weren't ready. We'll be able to take Celestial Haven in like a turn or two. Unfortunately, though, on this front down here, we got sent with our tail between our legs. I think we just need to build better armies. Right now, the armies we have, they don't really suit for the late game situation we're in. They're kind of all early game stuff. Amplified arrows, dude. Cast this immediately. We're going to go ahead and take skilled raiders for two reasons. A, we want to be able to pillage faster and get more money out of it, and we want to be able to heal on the move. It means we can stop for a single turn and get a nice boost to our income and health. We did kill Tyrant the Defender. I am going to go ahead and sell his remains, partially for cash, partially for other reasons. He wants me to be his vassal. I'm going to go ahead and decline that deal. We will not be becoming your vassal today, good sir. I'm going to cast Create Forest so that I can get my 4th lumber mill in the city of Shinespire and then switch over to the Smith's Guild production. Anura the Cold-Blooded wants to be my ally. I'm going to go ahead and accept that deal. So now I have 2 allies on the world stage. And I think now that he's my ally, I should be able to negotiate a shared vision treaty. And he should be pretty happy with that deal. And a teleporter pact, which will make it so that he'll be more easily able to defend my territory. I'm wondering, do I have a teleporter pact with you? No, I don't. Okay, boom. So I've made the world smaller, both in terms of like physical space, because I can use my allies' teleporters, but I've also made the list of enemies I have on the world smaller too. Corruption in Shinespire. I'll tell them I'll deal with it later. I don't want to mess with that. Let's put Celestial Haven under siege. It only has 20. So I will do a subjugating raid to steal a population, also lower enemy morale inside the city. I will also do a harass the defenders, but otherwise I'm not going to bother anything else. This seems like a totally reasonable combination, right? We will pillage for a single turn for 100 gold. I'm a little bit worried about counterattacks, so I will keep my army stacks together and not spread out to pillage. Perfect. Staves of Warding is next. We'll go ahead and start researching that. We are ready to cast Amplified Arrows. This is a relatively expensive spell, but I'm totally happy to spend the money on this. I am struggling a little bit with mana. Amplified Arrows and Staves of Warding are going to both be huge leap forward for my empire. So we'll get Staves of Warding casting next turn. I do have a Create Forest spell ready, and I wanted it for the city of Shinespire, because I was going to replace something with a forest here. I guess I'll do this farm here. So no problemo, and we will pop down a forester right there. I don't really need the Rune Carver's camp. The Circle of Zealotry would be nice to get. Maybe I could build it on this mine. I thought I had built that there. It's so much draft, I kind of have to take it. Now, in the city of Gartheim, we need to get our second quarry. And the reason that we want our second quarry is so that we can get the blacksmith for cheap. This will save us 30 gold and 70-ish production, 75 production. So that's quite a worthwhile endeavor there, in my opinion. I may as well also build the mana obelisk to get that 15 mana per turn. Ooh, Master Mason's making buildings cheaper. That would be quite handy. So I will take that, even though that's going to mean that the expanded governance will be delayed slightly. I'm going to go ahead and just rebuild this city now so that I can start moving my troops back over to Hartheim, and I'll just save up Imperium to get that going. Right, we've got the Armory and Shine Spire. I think we were waiting for another Forester in here. I suppose we can make this a tier 3 city. I think I'd like to build a little bit more defensive structures too, so I'll get the Caltrop stash because that'll make the city a little bit more defended. I'll get the Pantheon in here, and then we'll be able to work on maybe the Estate Hall too. We can also really use the Tavern. So tons of economic structures finally going up in this city. Really looking forward to that. The capital city, Aloria. I may as well build the Tribunal. This will be 20 city stability and a little bit of trickle of research. And then I'm going to go for the Solar Nexus because that's an insane amount of stability from that building. Staves of Warding is now ready. I'm going to go ahead and cast that. That'll cost me 10 mana per turn. I do have hero join offers, so I could recruit a hero, but I don't think that's what we want to do. We've got a new Empire thing. We're saving up Imperium. And it looks like Carissa the Red has actually finally invaded my territory, so I'm going to go ahead and get an army over here to try and fight that off. I don't want to be taking ruins, because every time they pillage one of these tiles, it costs me 50 gold, which is just a pain in the arse. Right, so Celestial Haven is now vulnerable to attack. I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve here. Yeah, looks like a very clean auto-resolve. I'll take that deal. Now, there's a whole bunch of armies in the Fog of War here. I think I'm going to go ahead and vassalize this city. But if I'm going to vassalize the city, then I should take the... There's an ability here. Yeah, vassals gain +1 allegiance level and they turn into vassals faster. So what this will do is the Benevolent Conquerors will mean it'll take us 3 turns to vassalize a city instead of 4, and they'll start at a higher allegiance level, which all just works out really great for me. So if I refresh this window now, we'll get that a little bit sooner. Now, we still have to take on a huge army that Acreon has. He is technically the 9th weakest player in the game in terms of military, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have like a relatively strong army to throw at me. Right, time for another book. I do feel like there's something to be said for going with the Tome of Transformation, being able to transmute resources into gold. I need something that gives me a little bit of mana. I think the Tome of Teleportation as a tier 3 book actually could be quite good here. Let me have a look at my tome library. Now, I think I'm going to take the Tome of Teleportation. The Chronogate is just a fantastic tile improvement. And also the Astral Trade Relay will give me really good scaling in my empire. So I think it's time we finally went for a look for tier 4 stuff. The Phase Beast, while a good unit, doesn't really fit into my build the way that I would like it to. None of these spells are particularly good. But I will take Mass Recall because at least it has some utility. I would like to cast Astral Blood, but I'm going to focus on making sure that I have a Prelude to Doom ready to cast. Shine Spire produced a Caltrop staff. Sunshrine can annex another province. Now, this is the city that I was trying to build a Merchant's Guild in. So we would need a 4th farm to make that a reality. So just for the sake of argument, I'll get that 4th farm and we'll get started on that Merchant's Guild. I should definitely also build that Monolith. The Monolith will give me an extra 20 mana per turn. And actually, at this point, my mana is so weak, I'm going to go ahead and prioritize the Monolith. Now, North Peak, I think, managed to absorb a population from a siege. And this city was definitely going to go for a Smith's Guild. So let's go ahead and get started on that. It'll make all of my foresters a lot better, thanks as well in part to the Father Oak here that I plan to clear eventually. When I get a chance, it's just like, it's hard to make this happen. Now, our incomes are going to be negative for a little while because we're over our city cap. That's going to be totally fine. In this city, we're going to go ahead and yoink a forester and grab ourselves palisade walls and a storehouse and a battle ritual site. We'll just let the city kind of do its own thing. I will grab the world tree. So these will take 3 turns each instead of 6 turns. Right, I feel like he'd have a hard time getting past us to Celestial Haven. So I think we can push on now down towards his capital city of Pentacle. Gardheim can annex another province. And I think our main objective here would be to get the communal hall next. Let's go ahead and pick up a lumber mill, a forester in here. I'm a little bit worried about him sending a stack over to attack me, so I think I'm going to go ahead and see if I can catch these 3 stacks. Gardheim is doing a great job. I'm going to go ahead and hold off on spending money here for a couple of turns. So he just plonked an outpost down here. Let's see if we can go intercept him. Let's have a look here. Farmers from North Peak. So I can spend money to gain food. I could lose Imperium. and gain population. I'm going to go ahead and ignore their concerns because I have bigger fish to fry. Celestial Haven has been vassalized, and they are providing me with a little bit of trickle of resources, which is fantastic. Now, their relationship is falling because they're a little bit upset with me because I force vassalize them. That's just something they're going to have to deal with. What are we up against in the main here? It looks like a Watcher, a bunch of battle mages. Now, the amount of battle mages he's getting is starting to look a little bit scary, but we'll probably raise this outpost. Our next spell, finally. Oh, this is brilliant. We're going to get the Tyrant Knight. This is going to be our tier 4. I'd love to make a stack of these as well. They'd be fantastic. I guess we just keep taking mines where we can to keep the gold flowing. So this is actually a great situation for us because we can catch these guys kind of off guard with a single stack here. We'll auto-combat that and obliterate them, which worked out perfectly. And then we'll put this under siege. And here's a great thing. We can subjugate raid this and then harass the defenders. So 2 more turns until I can get a city cap and massively increase my income, because right now I'm suffering a 25% income deficit because I built my city a little bit too quick. It happens. It's all part of the game. So my goal in Ragash is to get up to 4 lumber mills and then to build all of the possible fisheries that I can so that I can have a fishery city. Fishery cities are really good at generating cash. I'd wanted to build one of those a long time ago, but it didn't work out, sadly. What can you do? He's just producing so many units so quickly. This is brutal difficulty for you, man. The enemy just shits out units. But the good news is we do have +2 resistance to all of these damage channels, which is effectively like +2 resistance against all of his units. God, losing this income for so long, I really don't think you should build over your city cap. I think that's honestly a mistake. I'll be trying to avoid to do that from now on. Now, let's go ahead and cast a Prelude to Doom on this enemy stack. So these guys all have demoralized. I'm going to come on here. I'm going to go ahead and get that expanded city governance, which puts me massively positive on everything again. And I'm hoping for an easy auto resolve here. Oh, that's a long calculation. Oh, but it was a great auto resolve. I want to actually watch this battle. Let's have a look. So what was it that was like the most effective part? Because we're essentially in a siege. Now, it's a crappy siege that our enemy has. But I'm curious to see what is the thing that, you know, really stands out as the... Okay, so he teleported straight forward and tried to freeze us. He went hyper aggressive with his ruler there. Okay. Big regen stacks going, and we're attacking and healing. We're doing all the basic buff stuff. And he just got a crit from giga range, man. Oh my god. That's absolutely horrific for him. Jesus. We're condemning, we're zapping, we're blapping. His hero's already dead. He must be ready to rout already. Considering, yeah, look, some of his units are basically ready to rout at this point. No wonder he didn't get a chance to get a kill. That absolutely makes sense. And now he's fumbling and grazing because his morale is so low. Oh, dude, if I had Tyrant Knights would be just... If I had 3... My goal is to get 3 stacks of Tyrant Knights. That is the dream composition. Because then I could just storm in and completely obliterate the enemy. They're already routing. Are they actually running? Completely? Oh my god, I think they're running. A few choice kills and that's a wrap. They literally didn't even get a chance to counterattack. Morale, okay, damaging morale might actually be a little bit overpowered. That's insane. He's actually fleeing after not even really getting to attack me. Now, talk about auto-resolve power, boys. That was beautiful. 180 gold, 400 gold in the bank as well. I think the combination of the sheer amount of demoralization that we inflicted upon him just like shredded him. We're going to go ahead and raise that outpost and then we'll start. I think we can catch this army stack on its own. We should be able to auto-combat it. But before I do that, I will cast a Prelude to Doom on them to make them demoralized, and then we'll auto-combat that away. Hopefully this is a clean one. It is a clean one. Perfect. Ooh, Carissa the Red is coming for me. Let's go ahead and fall back a little. Repair these tile improvements. Fall back a bit until we get this reinforcement army over. We've officially unlocked the Tyrant Knight off the back of killing heroes for research. Let's go for the Astral Trade Relay. This is going to give me really good scaling gold. 10 gold plus 3 per city that it's been built in already. I would really like to create a forest here on this tile. And then the purpose would be to get a forester. And now that I have 4 foresters in the city of Ragash, that's going to lead to me being able to boost all of not only the granary buildings, but also all of the fishery buildings. And the city will just grow pretty quickly because foresters aren't bad for, you know, food and production. Gardheim can annex another province. Are we Are we making the right choice by going for lumber mills? I guess this is a lumber mill heavy area, so I think it's fine. Let's go for the third quarry, and then we can get that armory. North Peak, Cananics, another province. This is a city that's just about to get its Smith's Guild, so this is definitely a forestry type city. We don't have the Monolith or the Academy yet. We would like to get both of those. A little bit of research, a little bit of stuff would be quite good. But otherwise, just keep getting those foresters. Shinespire can annex another thing. Still haven't built the Smith's Guild in here. But the city will scale really well off lumber mills. The part of the reason is just because the Father Oak is so good. Now, Lysandra has leveled up. This is my support hero. Holy Retribution, while okay, doesn't really help me. I think Summon Undead just gives her a lot of auto-resolve power, just creating units out of thin air. Coordinated Strike, there we go, adds marks to her ranged units. That's fantastic. Don't need to change anything about you. I guess technically I could give you armor. How about some Evoker's Robe so you do a little bit more magic damage? That seems okay to me. You can't mount anything. You don't have any boots. A ton of Empire development skills, but I don't have the Imperium for it. A whole bunch of people have been withdrawn. So Pentacle is next on the chopping block. That's where we're heading. That's going to be a fun battle, let me tell you. Oh, there's an underground passage right here that goes right by his capitals. That must have been where he came from. So if Carissa the Red doesn't come fight me, and unfortunately she is coming to fight me, and she has barbarians and war breeds, which are really kind of unfun units because they're very difficult to deal with, we're going to have to fight her. I'm going to abort repairing this. I will keep the Spelljammer up. If I can get the Spelljammer repaired, that'll be a big win actually. I'm going to take a Sun Priest out of this army, and I'm going to put Fanavir the Hawk in charge of this army. Couple of Inquisitors, 2 Glade Runners, and a Sun Priest. We'll put a Sun Priest into this army instead to help it out. Bit of a mixed bag of an army I've got here in terms of composition, but it should be enough to hold my lands. Let's make some roads so we can get to the front line just that smidge quicker. North Peak has actually managed to finish its Smith's Guild. So as a building, how do I show you the Smith's Guild? Look at that. It's getting me 30 draft and 30 food. Now consider a farm gives you 10 food, normally only 5. So we're going to go through, and everywhere we can pop down a forester we will. Unless it's something like a Carnival of Flesh, unless it's a unique improvement, then it'll be staying the way it is. I think it'd be nice to drop a tithe collector in this city. Yeah, look at that. I can pick up 23 gold per turn if I drop it on that forester, which we will absolutely do. Now the thing I'm worried about with the Siege of Pentacle is finding the Spelljammer wherever it is inside this city and running around and trying to pillage it. That's going to be the main objective of any sort of invasion, is to get rid of his Spelljammers. If we could take out the Spelljammers, we'll be in a great position. Right, Army of Tyrannus. Okay, what's this? The Delver of Secrets. I can gain the mark of the Owl trait, which cities of this race gain 15 knowledge from cleared ancient wonders in their domain, or I can lose 100 knowledge per turn for 6 turns. But if I don't take this, I'll lose 20 city stability when there's no cleared ancient wonder in my domain. I'm going to take this. I'll take it. Whatever. Sure. See if I care. Let's go ahead and build a road and keep these bad boys all together. So there's the Chrono Gate and the Teleporter. We're probably going to run around and pillage for a while here. Maybe I'll even summon some Zealots as pillage fodder. Zealots are great for running around doing that. Alright, so if we come forward here, he will fight us. We need that Spelljammer to be repaired though, so that he can't cast spells on us. So I'm just going to hold position for another turn while we wait for Carissa to come closer. A new rally of lieges has started, so I could recruit 2 more entwined protectors, and they do use up a lot more gold. But I'm going to play it a little bit more carefully because I'm running up against a mana limit on my army because they're so well enchanted. So finally my allies are getting to invade Carissa the Red. I've been waiting a long time for them to actually get something done here, but they're up against some really tough opponents. And to be honest with you, I'm not looking forward to fighting this. Now, the one advantage I will have in this battle is my Spelljammer will be active, so my enemy won't be able to cast spells. But these Scalds, in conjunction with the Warbreeds, are very, very scary units. Now, the big advantage I get here is I do get to choose to at least attack this relatively weak side army to initiate the combat. We are 100% chance casting Prelude to Doom on all of these armies because I want to make sure that they're all demoralized when we start the battle. I'm going to initiate combat. I'm going to hope for a good auto-resolve, but I have no problem fighting this battle on my own. Right, what did we lose? We lost an Inquisitor, a Glade Runner, this, that, the other. We lost quite a lot, but I don't know if I can get a much better result than this. Not against this kind of army. The one thing I have going for me is that they don't have much in the way of AoE, and their spells are blocked. So at the very least, I can kind of sit back. And in theory, as long as I'm well positioned, we should be grand. So that hero is charging forward pretty aggressively. Now, here's the thing. I don't think berserkers ever run away from a fight. Let me have a look. And also, these guys have the ability to inflict rally thanks to the Scald. So this is a pretty strong counter to us. 5 morale at the end of each turn. Let's have a look at some of these spells. What do we have? Immolate, Conjure Amplification Pylon. Honestly, I feel like Inspiring Chant is just really good here. But also so is Conjuring an Amplification Pylon, so that all my spells do more damage. Right, we've drawn our battle lines. Let's see if we can't get a stun off on this guy. No stun, but at least some damage. There we go, critical hit. He's now on fire. Perfect. And we'll let him approach us next turn. Okay, here comes all the buffs. It's really scary, to be honest with you. Of all the types of armies that I don't like to go up against, barbarians are up there, really. They have just such good auto-resolve AI. Right, let's do an Inspiring Chant on the right-hand side of my army. We can start off by killing a Sunderer. Boom, boom, boom. And that's excellent. You can also get a Frost Blast on this guy. We just need a tiny bit of damage to make sure he goes down. Perhaps a Flame Strike could do that for us. There we go. There's a nice Flame Strike. So we killed the enemy hero. Let's get another Flame Strike on these guys. We'll see how they do. I think we'll be alright. We're already holding the line pretty solidly. I'll do a Hunter... Oh, I can't quite reach with that Hunter's Mark. Right, I'll see if I can get a little bit of damage in then. Nope, nothing. Alright, let's end the turn and see how she goes. Yeah, Rally Hastened, our favourite. Actually, I think that hero managed to like teleport out of the firing line. Oh, he one-shot me. A little bit scary. All that damage. Oh, jeez. Okay, I think this battle honestly went better when it was auto-resolved, because I'm not loving this outcome. Well, let's at least kill some of their DPSers, and I love how the damage will always bounce for me. You got stunned somehow, which I don't love. Mending Awakening. Kill this guy. Keep him distracted. Bang, bang, bang. Honestly, I'm gonna restart this fight and just let the auto-resolver take it. I want to know how we got such a good outcome from the auto-resolver. Because whatever I did just didn't work. I don't really know how to fight barbarian armies. I'm going to be honest with you. It's a problem I've run into a few times, actually. Oh, okay, that was a big hit. Already, multiple units are going down. Incredible stuff. The damage is insane, dude. Morale is already high. So this is where their counterattack. So they actually separating out the melee units seems to be a little bit more efficient than keeping everyone clumped. Like, sure enough, I'm losing a bunch of units here on the left side, but those feel like sacrifices rather than like big losses, if you know what I mean. Like a gambit. Jesus. Dude, berserkers are insane if they crit, as are war breeds. The level of damage, just mental. Okay. It's going okay. Seems to be, anyway. Oh, big hits. Big hits. Awakened. Warbreed's getting blasted. Getting a little stab in. Big stab going in there. Oh my god, the counterattack. Was that even worth it to attack that feckin' guy? I don't know if it was. Oh, wow. The flank crit. Cancel retaliation on my spearman. Overwhelming charge. That was a spear unit that just got killed by a shock unit in one hit. Mental stuff. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense that we lost so much stuff in this battle. You're awakening them, you're blasting them. There we go, that's the damage. That's what we like to see. Oh, what a lovely shot. What a lovely shot. Yeah, I'm just not really sure how they're managing this, but whatever way the auto-resolve AI works out, it's honestly just better than me fighting the battle. Because when I was fighting the battle, I was just losing. So against barbarians, I just haven't really figured out how to fight this whole shock-heavy, your units die in one hit. Because I play a much more careful style, and it feels like the barbarian army is just designed to counter anyone who sits back, so I really probably just need to run forward and just start getting damage in, because like that's probably the thing that barbarian armies are weak to, is just anything that does DPS. Very nice, big hits, boom, we're killing. Okay, another one bites the dust, and I think they're about to flee. Yeah, they must. Yeah, they're fleeing now. Perfect. Right, I'll take that outcome, even though it's not ideal. It's far better than I was going to get, because that battle was just going awfully. There's two outcomes I'm willing to accept. Either an outcome I made myself or an auto-resolve. And if the auto-resolve is better, you bet your ass I'm taking the better one. I could probably sit here and learn how to optimize these fights, but man, I think I'm just going to take the L and then just auto-combat this way. They shouldn't get many kills. Yeah, 2 kills, that's fine. But anyway, we obliterated their armies, buying us precious time in our homelands. Now we need to recruit some new units in Loria. Do you reckon it's time we started making the Tyrant Knight stacks? Now, they're expensive as hell. Each one's going to cost us 150 gold. Yeah, it's Tyrant Knight time. This is our ultimate unit. It's fairly cheap when it comes to the Imperium. Like, only 3. But it's a tier 4, 110 health unit with a demoralizing heavy charge in a build where I'm all about inflicting... Or at least, well, I'm not all about it, but I'm heavily leaning into inflicting negative status. Or negative morale. God, he has so many armies here. God, that's so many armies. We finished researching the Astral Trade Relay, which is going to be a great gold income boost. Chain Lightning seems like it could be a useful spell. Iron Golem seems like it could be a useful guy for sieging. Take a few of those. Burden of Guilt could be handy for chasing down army stacks. Now, we can go for our tier 4 tomes. Now, we have enough to go for tier 4 Astral. So we could take the Astral Convergence. Things like Arcane Maelstrom. Maybe the Tome of the Astral Mirror could be kind of fun, right? Mirror Mimics, Mirror Veils, Throne of Mirrors, the Astral Revelation. Astral Reflections is actually a completely broken spell from what I'm aware of. It's basically a summon spell that you can duplicate heroes on, which is madness. Especially if your heroes have good abilities. Now, on the other hand, we could take the Tome of Supremacy, right? We could go for the Monument of Supremacy. We could take Supreme Magic. This would give our battle mages and our support units the Zeal ability, and when they kill a unit, they explode, dealing spirit damage. We'd also get access to the Root of Order, giving order, buff and healing spells to Fortune, and I would like to build that as soon as possible. It'll also make them cheaper to cast. Anthem of Victory, it's just all allied units get 3 strength and 15 morale. Eagle Riders seem like pretty good tier 4 units. Yeah, let's take the Tome of Supremacy. It fits our build so perfectly. Even the Monument of Supremacy giving extra draft and stability per Monument of Supremacy built in your empire. Supreme Magic feels like the right thing to go for in this situation, so I will be going for it. But at this point of the game, our main objective is to try to limit the number of units we have and instead pack as much power into a single unit like the Tyrant Knight as possible. Because if you think about it, like if we look at trying to think of a good example here, like the Warrior, right? That costs 7 gold and 9 mana. We don't have a lot of mana, whereas the Tyrant Knight, where we have a ton of gold, is 8 mana upkeep. So you kind of see why I want to lean in that direction a bit more. I'm going to go ahead and execute all of these heroes. I could theoretically convert them to my side. And you know, I am missing some hero limits here, so maybe conversion is the right move. Yeah, I'm going to convert Nanak the Boulder. Or allows them to be recruited upon completion. I'm kind of curious about that. Does that mean I actually get them? Or does it just put them inside my recruitment pool? That's going to be a question we need to answer. Let's blast this channeling tower and the chrono gate. I'm going to play it nice and carefully here. We can do a test to see if they have prevented casting spells. Yeah, there's a spell jammer here somewhere. So it's just a matter of us finding it. Gardheim has produced its armory. We just need 2 more quarries and 2 more foresters to get our Smith's Guild, but we can get things like the granary on the way and things like the Ancestral Seer Hall, the communal tent, continuing to build this up. Ragash built a quarry. Unfortunately, the city is under a little bit of a siege. We can go ahead and get the fishmonger, the shipyard. He wants me to be his vassal. I'm still going to refuse because I'm not that much weaker than you. In fact, the only reason that you're stronger than me because you're getting brutal AI bonuses, sir. Now, he has cascading power. Can we auto-resolve this? It's a very long turn, but we do clean sweep him. Clean sweep. Look at that. 174 gold, 300 research collected, and 3 whole stacks of our enemy taken. This is the power of building a good auto-resolve army, man. Oh, sweet Jesus Christ. He has an alliance with Carissa or Yaka? Yaka just teleported a gang of armies through. I need to get these teleporters. Take them out. Well, that just became incredibly important. All right, let's go for it. This should be a fairly low-risk battle. There's actually nothing really scary here. He should have a hard time. Yep, complete and utter annihilation. Which is exactly what we want to see. I will get one zealot to go clear that teleporter. The other zealot will go hit the summoning well. So we are picking up cash. And I'd like to summon another zealot. Somewhere cheeky if I could. Let's take out this little stack. Acreon the Endless. He's out in the open. Completely vulnerable to our attacks. Killed him. Cost us nothing. God, that's huge. I wonder, can I get a zealot summon over here? How far away can I get it? What I'm really looking for is that Spelljammer. So I'm trying to chain summon zealots to get the pillage off. There it is. Boom. We're on the Spelljammer. That's big. I'm going to go ahead and unlock Forced March. I feel relatively safe right now. I don't feel untouchable. I just feel safe. The first Tyrant Knight has come alive. Hello, Tyrant Knight. These bad boys are going to be a joy to use in battle. Shinespire can finally get the Smith's Guild, so we can get that out of the way. We'll take the bathhouse as well. Once the Smith's Guild's in place, we'll want to start planting woods and building foresters in here. Especially because we scale off the Father Oak, right? 2 mana, 2 knowledge. It's more about that mana. That mana really helps. We finished researching Supreme Magic. Excellent. Iron Golems would help as a siege unit, so I'll go ahead and unlock those. Tyrant Squall has hit level 15. He is quite a strong frontliner, so I think going for Holy Retribution here is a totally reasonable thing to do. Now, on the other hand, if we go for Summon Animal, we would only need 1 more nature book to get tier 4 nature books. Which could be quite fun. So let's do that then. Let's grab Spur to Action. It's a free action that allows another unit to take their whole turn again, which is really damn good. Yizzo the Conjurer has been captured. God, I need to sell off all these corpses and all these items. I'm loving the mass pillaging that we're getting off here. Let's go ahead and put this city under siege. Start the siege. We're going to add some siege projects here. Naturally, we should do the subjugating raid because of the -10 morale at the start of the fight for any enemies in here. We're also going to go ahead and construct bolt repeaters because this will allow us to rip down the walls quite a bit faster. 8 turns. And then we are going to go for a tower bombardment or maybe a sabotage support. I'll go for the tower bombardment. That'll bring it down to 7 turns of a siege. What I really need are these iron golems. I need to actually recruit a few of these. Probably get a stack of 5 of them to act as a siege stack. I don't mind force marching single zealots to go get pillages. That's something I'm definitely not above. Right, let's go ahead. Now that we have the Merchants Guild in here, I'm going to go ahead and get as many mines as I can. Oh god, there's someone running around ruining my town. Whatever. Let's see here. Wealth beyond measure. I could gain the Mark of the Horde trait. It would massively lower my gold. No, I'm going to go ahead and tell you no. I'll refuse that. What I am going to do here, though, is I'm going to take my Whispering Stone. I'm going to take income from vassals. And I'm also going to take vassals giving extra resources. And this is so, as I keep on vassalizing new people like Celestial Haven, I can give them a Whispering Stone and actually build them up instead of having them break down. I'm going to recruit a stack of 5 iron golems. The purpose of the iron golem is to act as a siege stack. They are there to rip down walls. That is their only purpose. Here's a great spell. Siege Magic will give Siege Breaker to all my support and battle mage units, which will mean that they allow us to siege down cities faster. So that's definitely a spell I need to not only research, but also cast ASAP. I think I feel safe now to cast Astral Blood, which will give my people fortune every time I cast a spell in battle. It's been a long time since I actually researched that, and I've just been waiting for an opportunity to do it. We're up against a whole bunch of Berserkers. Should be a fairly low-risk battle, but they can honestly auto-resolve really well. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. So I might have to fight this manually to make it work. So I think from looking at that other fight, I think what seemed to work well was sending my melee units quite far forward as melee units, not just like, you know, whatever, and then having my range units actually be behind them just a little bit and evenly spaced out. So if I look at their morale, they're at 0 morale. If I drop a flame strike, they're now weakened and burning, and they've also been joy siphoned. Let's go ahead and cause despair. I feel like cause despair is one of my best spells. Yeah, attacking here isn't worth it, so I'm just going to go into defense mode. I will have you poke this hero. You'll poke this hero. You step forward 2 tiles until you have a 100% chance to hit him. If we can get this hero off the field of battle, that would be great. Can you condemn him? No, not quite. Right, let's see what we can do. Come on, give me 65% chance. Right, perfect. So their morale should be quite low now because we've killed an ally hero. Ally killed, ally hero killed. Joy Siphoners. Let's try to get their morale nice and low. Boom. I'll inflict a tracker's mark on this guy and then I'll shoot him. So he'll take a bit of extra damage and then we'll see how these guys shape up. Their morale is very low, so they do have a chance to fumble, and that fumble chance is going to be a really big deal for us actually. Even a small chance for our enemies to fumble means they do half damage, which will buy us a lot of time in the grand scheme of things. Now, can I cause another despair? I'll try it. Minus 15 morale. This guy is practically fleeing. I just need to get a little bit more. He only needs to hit one more time with negative morale. This guy should be set off as well. Although now that he is this way, he should be immune to morale penalties. So if you move here, yeah, you'll take a hard hit. But at least you can heal my condemned guy. Go ahead and awaken him. Heal him. When I say condemned guy, I meant the Inquisitor. I would love my Inquisitor to get a strong attack off here. I'll give him a little bit more health. Go ahead and make that guy flee. Right, so he's fleeing. This guy will flee as well. That's huge. Multiple enemies fleeing now. What about you? You're on the verge of flight. If you step forward and double shoot this guy, you'll remove his strengthened. And then if you step back and double shoot him, boom, boom. His steadfast triggers, but that's not a big deal. 1, 2, 3. You go ahead and hit him. I'm hoping that that is enough to consider ourselves good. Yeah, 2 of them are fleeing. Amazing. Amazing, 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 amazing. Right, kill him. And kill him. Boom. Victory is achieved. I was trying to be very careful to play around the... Oh my god, we picked up 500. Dude, killing heroes. Actually, I thought this Shadow power was like kind of crap, but it's actually so good in the mid to late game. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, we need a Spelljammer in this city in Ragash. God. Spawning Brigand camps on me. It's not cool, man. So we ruined all of the tile improvements of the city, which means we're going to get a lot of money out of it. Or, well, we already got our money out of it. Let's get these Tyrant Knights over to reinforcement range. Siege magic is completed. We are going to immediately cast that. Tome of Astral Convergence, no. We're going to go for the Tome of Astral Mirror, because one of the most powerful spells in the game is the Summon Astral Reflection spell, because it's a summon spell, and summon spells are insane. So there's Astral Blood. It doesn't cost any mana upkeep, but it will give us crit chance, and we're immediately going to cast Siege Magic. It's just super worth it. I'm going to pick up Call of Chaos here, so I can get a free unit when I clear an encampment. Maybe it'll be useful when I clear this Brigand camp, we'll see. Our siege rate went up much faster though, because we have siege breakers in our army now. Materium is amazing at breaking cities, so that's something I overlooked when I was thinking about how powerful they were. So I think Nanook the Boulder was the person who I converted, which means it's not worth it to convert heroes. You're better off just executing them. So I'm just going to go ahead and execute all my heroes, because I want all their equipment. And also I like having their bodies in my crypt, because I get a little bit of mana out of it. Alrighty, he is trying to counterattack Acreon the Endless, his final gasp of breath. I guarantee you we wipe him here. And we don't even break a sweat. We probably lose a few units, to be honest with you. But at this point, I'm okay with losing a lot of these units. Oh, I don't want to lose... Well, the Summer Fairy I'm okay with losing. I'm okay with losing the Dusk Hunter. I'm okay with losing the Dusk Hunter. And I'm okay with losing the Inquisitor. But as long as we continue the siege here, that will be Acreon going to sleep with the fishies. In the Astral Sea. Astral fishes, that is. Speaking of which, I've been so obsessed with this game that I'm making a D&D campaign based loosely on like the concept of like wizards invading a world and building these towers that have to be taller, because the taller the tower is, the closer you are to the astral tear in the space, and that means you can siphon more mana from it, so you get more powerful, which means you can build your tower bigger. So it's kind of like this quest for basically billionaires racing to space on ego trips. Interdimensional ego tripping billionaires is the theme of the campaign, who are all massively addicted to this mana. Although that's a bit of a trope. It's kind of like, you know, Dune trope, but I think it's a really common trope, so I don't feel so bad for kind of yoinking it. I don't mind stealing the odd idea. So my defensive army seems to be doing quite well. We haven't had a run-in with anything in a while. He did steal that Guardian Tree on me, which is unfortunate. Nothing I can do about it. Let's make a teleport. Oh, I already have a Chrono Gate in Shinespire. Ah, excellent. I need to be I've been kind of like slacking. I haven't been building outposts or their doodads in them for a while. Oh, Astral Reflections. Oh, dude, I can't wait to actually play around with these. The Throne of Mirrors. This is kind of a fun idea. I'll go ahead and research that. So speaking of North Peak, I may as well get at least 2 fisheries in here to be able to build the fishery buildings. Like the shipyard, because that's worth 10 gold, the fishmonger's worth 15, and the Grand Wharf is worth 20 production. So this seems like just super worth it as we build up these cities. I need to get my Astral Relay as well. You know, we're getting it all, it's all coming together. Now I can do Foreign Wonders, I can get a bunch of production, I can lose Imperium, or you know what, I'll go for the old Materium check here. I'll probably fail it, but the chance of winning was worth it because I could have gotten a whole bunch of production for free. Anyway, let's go ahead and clear out Acreon. So this is him dead. That's a wrap on our boy Acreon. We just took his capital city. Now we could celebrate and get a bunch of Imperium, which I will of course do. And then the City of Pentacle, we could absorb this. But this city is honestly a mess. I completely obliterated it. So I'm just going to vassalize it. And we'll move on to our next target. So I think objective of this episode is complete. We have taken out Acreon. Who is next? That's going to be the real question. Like, do we go for Yaka? God, he's all the way over there. What do we need for the expansion victory? I need to basically double the size of my empire and light the beacons of unity. Well, that, or we could play for another 55 rounds and we might just win. Maybe we'll go for a score victory? Huh? People have been asking me to do a score victory in Civ 6 for God knows how long. Anyway, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.